Anyways, we're going to take this system of two equations. We're going to write what's called an augmented matrix. A matrix is just an array that contains data. That's all it is. You do things by hand. An augmented matrix will look something like this. It's big enough to handle 2 rows, and in this particular case, 3 columns. Maybe you can see that. There's 2 rows, there's 2 equations, there's 2 rows. And all the augmented matrix is going to contain the coefficients in front of the variables and a constant. The bar is kind of like an equal symbol. So row 1 is 2, negative 3, 4. What's row 2? Negative 5. What's in front of y? 1. And what's the constant? 7. And this is called a 2 by 3. Because it has how many rows? 2. How many columns? 3. It's a 2 by 3 matrix. That's a matrix. And that's how you write what we call an augmented matrix. The first couple of slides in the notes are just about getting you used to the idea of an augmented matrix, nothing more. So what's up next is going to be a system of 3 equations, and we're going to write the augmented matrix. The augmented matrix that you've got down has to be big enough to contain 3 rows and how many columns? 4. You looked at the last equation. Good for you. Well, one thing I forgot to mention here. This is x, this is y, and this is nothing but constants. I think I mentioned it, but I never wrote it. That's how we go. X is in column 1, y is in column 2, constants in the 3rd column. The next one has 2's. So we're going to have 4 columns. That's right, Alex. What's the first row going to look like? I'm hearing 5, negative 2, negative 3, which is wrong, but I also heard quietly 5, negative 2, 0, which is correct. You have to take a slight extension, x, y, z constant. There weren't any z's, were there? You need to mention that in the matrix. There's nothing there. How about row 2? 0, 4, negative 5. That's right, there are no x's present in the equation. 0, 4, negative 5, 2. And last row. I'm a big stickler about always writing this down. I've seen lots of smart kids who just go straight to the calculators. They always do something stupid, like forgetting to put a 0 or something. Write the thing down first. I do it. All right, so that's how you write a matrix from equations, vice versa. But you're going to have to interpret whatever your calculator spits out at you. Writing equations from a matrix. What's the first column going to represent? X, Y, or Z? About the second column? Y. And Z, and then some constant. So, what's the first row down here? One what? Z. Good, Tanner. Like you're giving me the second row. Guys are not in sync. Third row. That's just good. So that's interpreting methods. Anybody got any glaring issues with that? About the only kids you ever see that have an issue with that are the ones who just do not care to be in school at all. You know who those kids are. They have flunked everything forever. Summer school. All right. We're going to solve this on a calculator using a technique called reduced row echelon form, and I might show you how to do this by hand one day. But today's not that day. The calculator abbreviates reduced row echelon form RREF, function on the calculator. And reduced row echelon form takes a matrix, doesn't matter what matrix you feed it, and it forces it to look like that. There's some math done behind the scenes. Now what's nice is if you see a matrix like that, the top row literally says x is equal to a constant, doesn't it? What's the second row say? Y is equal to a constant. Don't even worry about where it's at on your calculator. I will tell you where it's at. Ross Finney interrupted me so many times last period I had to yell at him for acting like a 4-year-old. Because he was always 1 step, 3 steps ahead. Will I tell you how to get to this function? Yes. Swear I will. What's third row telling us? What Z is. Now, don't jump ahead. This is important. Now, always start off writing an augmented matrix. Write the thing down. You do the homework packet for Unit 3. I have to see the augmented matrix. What's the augmented matrix look like? What's in row 1? What is the X?
2, 3, 8.
What about row 2?
4, 7, 8.
Now, what are the dimensions of this matrix? How many rows? How many columns? 2 by 3 matrix. That does not say 2 times 3, it's 2 by 3. 2 by 3 matrix, which is a big deal. Now, let's start our user calculator. So obviously you turn your calculator on. That would be step 1. If you look at the 4th row, 1st column on your keypad, what do you see in blue?
Matrix.
Yeah, it's in blue. 4th row, 1st column, 2nd matrix. Scroll on over to edit. Matrix A is always the default matrix. You can use any letter you want, but just press enter. Up top, you'll see where it's asking for your dimensions. All right, this was a 2 by 3. Overtype. Don't press delete, don't press clear. 2, enter, 3, enter. That's all you do is you overtype. Press enter as you move along. Right? And then type in your numbers. 2 enter, 3 enter, -2. And obviously make sure your numbers match because I had this happen twice last period and I don't have enough time to go back and correct you. Yes, sir. Did you change it to 2 by 3? On the top. You have to use, if there's a negative number, you have to use the negative key as opposed to the subtraction key. There's a difference. You got it all typed in there? The numbers match? I think you have a 2 by 4 listed, don't you? It has to be a 2 by 3. Make sure you got all the numbers typed in. All right. Now, after you've got everything in, and it's typed in correctly, you have to quit. Second null will get you out of that. You can go back to matrix, second matrix. You're going to scroll on over to math. You're going to scroll on down for a little bit, and you're going to see a funny looking function called CumSum. Right there she is. It actually stands for cumulative summation. TI-84 has been used forever to teach high school kids math, and they named it CumSum. What is wrong with these people? I mean, you know what dude designed this, right? You know it did. It's cumulative summation. Anyways, 2 below cumulative summation is REF. So, I said CumSum to help you guys know where it was. Hope it's fun. Completely inappropriate. So you press enter and this is what you see, right? That needs input. Where'd you store your stuff at? What matrix? A. So right now you see this, and you see the cursor blinking at you. It's second matrix. You stored everything in A. Press enter.
I'm lost to that.
Okay, let me go through this process. This is only the second time I can be interrupted. I don't have enough time to be interrupted the third time. Pay attention. Second matrix, math, scroll 2 below comes some. You're not actually supposed to go to cumulative summation. That's another lesson, another day maybe. REF is chosen. The input is matrix A. Second matrix, choose A, press enter. We could have done that thing quicker by hand than to walk you off your calculator. Because y'all are somewhere else. The person knows what they're doing is talking, and y'all assume that you know what you're doing, and you don't. The calculator doesn't show you the bar in there. You should put in your things by hand. And now you interpret, which we just did. What's the top row say?
1 equals 2.
What's the second row say?
1 equals 9.
Oh, order pair is how you answer these things anyways. What's your order pair? Honestly, on a little system like that, it's probably quicker to do by hand. This is for me. May not be for you. But for a 3x3 or system of 3 equations, calculator's probably quicker. We did those, what, Wednesday? Did they take 5-10 minutes apiece? Take time. All right, let's start off with our augmented matrix. What's row 1 look like? Row 2.
2. Negative 1. 5.
Row 3.
4. 2. Negative 1.
And I said this and I meant it. The kids who have more success with this write this first than going as opposed to going straight to the other 4. But I don't want to see 1,200 kids in my career do this stuff. That's all I've seen. How do you get into matrices again?
Second. And then
Scroll to what?
edit.
Edit. This particular matrix is not a 2x3. What is it? It's a 3x4. That's 3 rows, 4 columns. Overtype, press enter. And I'm not going to have time to go back and correct you if you get something different than me. If you get something different than me, you have a typo. That is personal. I don't even say that to be mean. I'm just saying I ain't got time. So check your stuff, obviously. I will. I do it column by column. A lot of kids are guilty of thinking they can go ahead and press buttons here. You can't. What do you have to do after you get planted? You have to quit. You literally have to quit out, or you can do anything else. Second quit. Now we're looking for that RREF function. Second matrix, what do you scroll to? Math, how far down do you scroll? 2 below comes some. You can actually scroll up and it's quicker. Press the up arrow, it's quicker to get there. Saves you a second. But it's still 2 below comes some. It needs input. Second matrix, where'd you put your stuff at? Which matrix? Hey, now if you're that weird kid who put it in D, you choose D, right? Some kids do that. I don't know why they do it, but they do. Just to be different, I guess. And there she is. You should get the same matrix I did.
When I press that ref thing, it doesn't show, it doesn't look like yours.
Did you do ref or RREF?
I've already got. There's nothing on here.
So did you choose matrix A? Did the rest of y'all get the same thing I did? You have a typo.
How do you measure A? Oh, is it?
You're not getting the same thing I did. We have a typo. I went back and checked.
Oh,
It's the first thing, man. It's highlighted. No, I'll do some more of these, but I really don't have time. I'm not trying to be mean. I just don't have time. Y'all are somewhere else. What's it say X is? What's it say Y is? What's it say Z is? 2. X, Y, Z. I only got like 5 minutes to talk about the last 2 slides. So I'm going to have to kind of assume you're going to play along with me and have an idea what to do. Augmented matrix is 1, -3, 1, 4, 0, because there's no X, -1, -4, 7, 0, 2, 8, -12. That's what she is. I'm going to go into matrices. Second matrix, scroll to edit. This one happens to be a 3x4. Just going to press enter and overtype as I need to. And I am going to check and make sure I have everything in there correctly as I suggested y'all do last time. And again, if you don't get the same thing as I do, you have a typo. Fix the typos before we have a problem. I'm kind of glad you're making typos, because now you may be realizing that you should check. I'm good. So since I'm good, I'm going to quit. And I've already typed REF multiple times already. I'm going to press the arrow key until REF matrix A is selected. Then I'm going to press enter and enter again. See what I did there? Take myself 5 seconds. I'm going to pay attention to that last line. The last line of a resulting matrix talks about what letter in this case? Z. If you focus on this text right here, it says 0, Z is 1, which means that 0 is 1, which is false. How many solutions? None. It's known as inconsistent system. It has no solutions. I know I wrote none. It's supposed to say no solutions. None. No solutions. The next one is one pretty important deal for those of you taking college algebra. A dependent system. Identifying and solving. You couldn't solve the last one because it was no solutions. This one is an infinite solution. You can't actually solve it. You can't actually write out an ordered pair. Sorry, an ordered triple in this case. All right, augmented matrix, 2, 1, -3, bar, 0, 4, 2, -6, 0, 1, -1, 1, 0. 1, -3, 4, 2, -6, 1, -1, 1, 0. Way along, kids. We'll have to edit your previous matrix. And you ought to be able to beat me, because I'm having to do it kind of awkwardly up here.
10361.
That's why I didn't want to be there with it so much. I can't finish this another day, so here we go. Math, REF. Dang it, I didn't quit, did I? I hate that some of y'all are leaving, but I warned you about interrupting me. That got me frustrated. That's what I want. You can press the math key and convert decimals to fractions. That's kind of nice. And this needs to be talked about how to interpret, especially because I put one of these on your next test. Because it is a big deal next year. The last row says 0 is 0. True or false? True. Infinite solutions. Better known as dependent. The first row says x minus 2/3 of z is 0. The second row says y minus 5/3 of z is 0. You see that? If you solve the first row for x, what would you add to both sides? 2/3 z. If you solve the second row for y, what would you add to both sides? This is why it's dependent. X and z, their values depend on whatever, sorry, x and y, their values depend on z. You feed a z value, you get x back. You feed a z value, you get y back. That's the word dependent, okay? When you write an ordered triple, it goes x, y, z. Well, what do we have for x? What is x? 2/3 z. What do we have for y? 5/3 z. Z is any real number. That's how those are reported back. And I'm sorry I ran over. I'll probably have to yell at the next class about interruptions too. There you go, kids. Now you're free.